Hi friends, today we're talking about rational functions and using interval notation to find domain. So here we go. Grab your notebook, you're going to want to write this down. Remember, domain just means x. So we're looking on our x-axis to see what activity is happening there and then reporting that back in terms of interval notation. So let's take a look at this one. For our first example, it says state the vertical asymptotes and write the domain in interval notation. So our vertical asymptotes are right here. That's where that graph does not cross, right? So when we look at that, we have right here, that's going to be -1. So x equals -1. This is for our vertical asymptotes. X equals -1. And then 1, 2, 3, x equals 3. Okay, so with that said, like I said, your domain, it focuses on your x-axis. So what we want to do is look from -infinity to +infinity and describe the activity that's going on that x-axis. So it looks like for every, on our x-axis, we've got something for everything. And what I mean by that is, if I choose 1, 2, 3, so like -3, I would have like -1/2, right? So something for everything all along here. The only place I don't have something is at -1 and 3. So the way that we write this is, for interval notation, this does not include, and then this does include. So we have -infinity. Now here's the crazy thing. Even though infinity is included, but we don't use a bracket with it, even though it's included. We always use a parenthesis with our infinity. So it's going to look like this: -infinity, and then we have something all the way until we get to -1. Now -1 is not included, so I'm putting this right here. Then I want to include from -1 to 3. So everything like all the way up to -1. So like -0.99999, right? So we've got that, or I should say -1.00001, right? That would be included, but -1 itself is not. So everything less than -1. Then -1 through 3, that is all included, but not 3 itself. So like 2.9999999. And then we have 3.00001 all the way up to +infinity. So 3 to +infinity. So we use these parentheses to indicate that when it's a number, we use the parentheses to indicate it's not included. And then when we have infinity, we always use parentheses. So let's try that again. We'll try another one here. So now we've got this function here. So again, we want to see what activity is going on our x-axis here. And we have something for everything until we get to -1 again. So our vertical asymptotes are x equals -1 and x equals 2. So what does that look like? Now imagine that I ignored this y-axis. So it's going to say like this: -1, -2, -3, -4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So sometimes it's easier to graph this on a number line and then write your interval notation. So it does not include -1 or 2. So there is a hole at -1 and a hole at 2, but it does include everything else. So I will darken in that line, color in that line to say that it includes everything but -1 and 2. So the way that we would read this is, again, we come in from -infinity and we go up to -1. So -infinity to -1, but -1 is not included. So notice I use parentheses. We include everything between -1 and 2. And then we have 2 to +infinity. So hopefully that helps clear up how to find your domain and using interval notation. We will see you next time.